Hi, Christina. So we've recently just published your two love songs, which you wrote for the National Youth Choirs of Great Britain. I think they're really great, and the second one especially sounds like it would be so much fun to sing. So you describe yourself as a composer, a pianist, and an educator. So do you have any personal background as a singer, or just a musical instinct for what would be fun to sing?
I'm not a singer at all. I love to sing. I've sung in choirs pretty much throughout my life, and I really enjoy it. But I'm not a professional singer. Just someone who likes to sing.
Yeah, so the doing the NYCGB Composer Fellowship must have been such an incredible opportunity to be able to work with the choirs and the singers and sort of develop your compositional skills for choral music. What are your biggest like personal and professional takeaways from the whole experience?
Well, I would say the biggest things I have taken away from the experience were the network of musicians, not only other composers, but also conductors, young singers, and everyone else that is part of the NYCGB. I've also learned a lot about how youth choir courses are run, and that has been incredibly useful to me. And now I have a much better idea about how to write for younger voices.
Do you think that's something you'll carry on doing, like writing for kind of young voices? Yeah.
Definitely, it is very much one of my biggest passions, and I love working with young musicians. Definitely, yes.
Nice. And so obviously you were born in Armenia, brought up there, and then you moved over to London, aged 11, for you had a scholarship at the Purcell School, which must have been a really like such a crazy experience to move over here at such a young age. Could you tell us a little bit more about the experience?
Yeah, I think when you are that young, I was 12 years old, you sort of don't notice things the way you do as an adult. So a lot of the things you sort of take for granted. So it's a little bit easier, perhaps. I would say learning how to speak English fluently took me some time. So in the meantime, I was quite confused a lot of the time. Perhaps anyone who's moved to a different country might relate to that. But it was great being surrounded by like-minded individuals because everyone was musical in the school. And in that sense, I finally met people who were exactly like me and had the same interests as me.
So it seems pretty inevitable, really, that you would become a career musician as you are now, and it's obviously going really, really well for you. Um, do you have any interest outside of music, maybe like things you might do to relax or something? And if music didn't exist, what do you think you would have done as a career instead?
That's such a good question. I think as a career, I love learning new languages and linguistics. That's something perhaps that I would consider doing. And in terms of hobbies, I like to go for a walk, as we all do, I suppose. And also, I really enjoy crochet,
Oh,
embroidery. But I'm not at all sort of extremely good at it. I just quite enjoy it as a relaxing activity.
do you like listen to music at the same time as doing it, or sort
Yeah,
of
I
like the
listen to
silence?
music. Watching something, watching a film, while your hands are working in a different way to working as a pianist when it's a very immersive thing when you're practicing the piano, whereas embroidery, you can multitask while you're doing it. So, yeah.
Nice. And what do you have anything exciting in the pipeline, composition wise, or performance wise, or anything else?
I'm writing a new composition currently, which will be performed at the Barbican in a few months. Before that, I'm writing an opera, which will be performed as part of the Grimebourne Festival. So I'm quite excited about that. And I'm also working on a few publications, which I should be able to advertise a little bit later when I'm allowed to.
Okay, nice. That sounds really exciting. So, I mean, you come across as someone who's like really, really busy, always got things going on. And I mean, do you have time to just sit back and relax, or is it always sort of go, go, go?
It's actually quite funny with the composition profession because a lot of the times my best ideas will come to me when I'm not actively trying to pursue those ideas. So, for example, I recently wrote for the ABRSM syllabus, music syllabus, grade 2 piano. And for that piece, for the longest time, I was trying to force myself to write a piece and nothing really of good quality was coming out. And then I went on holiday, funnily enough, and told myself I'm not going to write anything. And suddenly I heard a melody, and I think it is very sort of, in a way, when you're switching off, you're still thinking on some level when you are a creative professional.
Great, that sounds great, and like very, very interesting stuff to come. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of you. So thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me this afternoon, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.